Hi folks, round one here of this Pauper League. We're going to play first. We're going to say hello. And we're going to mulligan as well. As you can see, we're playing this blue-red control deck. This is a deck that really loves to play Desperate Ravings alongside other flashback cards as well as accumulated knowledge. We are going to mulligan, and this is a great hand that we will keep. And I think we can keep Preordain on top to find some more land drops and figure out what we want once we get some more info on the opponent. Looks like it might be mono black control. So we're just going to run out our turn 2 threat. And it's probably going to get killed. Might not be mono black control. Baron Moore pretty much confirms that. So let's see if he's going to Edict us. Yeah, we can draw a card off of that. No big deal. So now we have an interesting option here. We can Preordain or we can cast the Ravings and just get 2 cards blindly. Preordain digs us a little deeper, so I think I'm going to go there. And I think I'm going to keep both cards on top. And on the we could Preordain a second time. I think I'm going to leave up the Ravings though. Actually, it gets us a little more value to cast Ravings because we already know one of the 2 cards on top with if we cast Preordain. So if we can hold this Preordain, it might be a little better for us to go ahead and cast a Preordain later. So I'm going to cast Ravings this turn. That's going to get us up to 6 cards. We have a 1 in 6 chance of pitching the counterspell. We have a 2 in 6 chance of pitching a bolt. I think that's actually fine. We actually end up pitching a deep analysis that we didn't even see. So here I'm just going to pass. I think I'm going to leave up Counterspell and Lightning Bolt. And then, as you can see, we're going to get, if he doesn't have Bajuka Bog, we're going to get a lot of cards into our hand very quickly. So we'll start here with the Bolt. We're not going to wait to blocker step because he can flash in Shinobi potentially if that's something his deck plays. Silent Blood's going to resolve. Silent Blood 2 is going to resolve. We're just going to cast AK. He has no other threat. Very good for us. He's also pitching a Swamp. So we basically need to find some lands here. I mean, we could pass one more turn. There's nothing he can cast here that a Harvest Pyre or a Bolt can't deal with, so I think we're going to go Shields down for a turn. We're going to bottom both of these. Neither is a land. Deprive, so I think I'm actually going, I could draw 2 cards. Yeah, I think we'll just Preordain again. And neither of these is a land either, so I'm going to bottom these as well. Okay, we're about to see a bunch of cards, but we are missing land drops, which I don't love. And he also may be able to kill all of our threats this game. Yep, Grey Merchant will resolve. And we're still coming up empty here. I think I have to just pass. Go Shields up here. We can't let him flood the board. So we're going to actually take this hit and then counter the next play. Or if he does nothing, we're going to Harvest Pyre. But we can't just stand here. Okay, 3 Silent Bloods. So this is really interesting. He's seeing a lot of Silent Bloods early, but something I noticed very recently. Okay, so we're going to let this resolve too, because we're going to end up just killing both of these. Is that when the MBC player draws all their Silent Bloods early, 3 or 4? Oh, that's gross. Okay, so I guess we counter that. We're going to Bolt the Rats. And then we're going to kind of just do the same thing we did last turn, unfortunately, which is leave up everything. 3 to 4 Silent Bloods early. That's the bulk of the card draw they have in their deck. So what that means is we should be able to outlast them as long as we keep the board down. See, he's all removal spells, so we're just going to go for the kill on this. Maybe I should go for the draw spell. We can afford to make this play for 6. We're very far away from Chronarch, and this just plays around mutagenic growth. So here we do have the Firebolt, but the one thing that does get us is Gurmag Angler, so I'm just going to pause. Not pause, but pass. Phyrexian Rager we can deal with. I'm not that interested in casting Ravings from the graveyard, so I think I'm just going to try and get some more cards in hand before we throw in that random discard. Still not finding lands. This is I mean, this is really quite an outlier. So we'll just kill this and pass, but that means we're very spell dense. Our opponent could be flooded. We're not entirely sure. That's his 8th land drop. We're sitting pretty off of 3. So there's a land. So here, I guess we just run out Sage. We start countering removal spells and see how that works for us. I mean, Gurmag Angler is still a concern, but this Dispel's dead otherwise, so I think we're just going to cast it. I'd rather have shields down for a single turn than have a Dispel in my hand that I could have used that's going to be dead later. Okay, so there's Tendrils. That's going to resolve. We do get a card out of the exchange, so not a big deal. Now we have the capability to deal with a Gurmag Angler, so we're feeling a lot more comfortable about that. So I could preordain this turn. I think I'm just going to fix my colors a little more. And then we're feeling a little bit better about casting Desperate Ravings from the graveyard. Duress me. Yeah, we're going to let him duress me because we have 3 counters in hand. And if he follows up with some type of play, which I don't think he will, my assumption is he drew the duress, we get to counter that follow-up play. So just let him take one of our 3 counter spells, and he just passes. So now I'll lead with Preordain. The real trick is going to be winning this game with guys, but we do have a couple counter spells to back it up. I don't think we want Dispel. I think we do want AK. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to deck him. So I think I just want to draw 3 cards, 6 to 9. Actually, we'll do it on his end step, because we would have to discard or Firebolt him, which I'm not really willing to do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I draw a 5-drop and a land, I can deploy them with Counterspell backup. Sign in Blood number 4. So that's, like I said, that's the bulk of his card draw, barring Phyrexian Ragers and stuff. I mean, cycling 1-for-1 with Baron Moore is fine, but it's not going to outpace us. It's not going to be able to outperform our draw 3s at this point. So a lot more. I mean, it's possible we can get up to an Izzet Guildgate, or sorry, to a Rolling Thunder for lethal, but not. So now here we actually do have to Firebolt him, so we don't discard. This might work. We have enough burn that we still have bolts. I think we've used 2. We still have bolts. We have Firebolts. I think maybe we can present a lethal amount of burn before running out of cards. And I'm a little hesitant about casting Ravings because I think the Rolling Thunder might be our ticket to victory. So we thin a land from our deck here. I mean, we're going to go up to 9 cards. We're much more likely to pitch a land or a counterspell. So I'm actually just going to roll the dice with that. We pitch a land. And still drawing lands here. We actually have to discard now. So I guess we're just pitching a Guildgate. It's a weird dichotomy because I want lands, but I also don't want to get flooded out. Maybe that is our ticket to victory with the Rolling Thunder. I do want to keep this somewhat open here. I think he knows about the Rolling Thunder as well. Alright, both of us are extremely flooded, but we have a decided advantage in terms of interaction, I would say. Okay, so this is looking good. How many lands do we actually have in play? We can Thunder for 8 this turn. We can eventually Thunder for 10. This is 14 with the bolts. So we're getting there. We're on our way. Yep. Liliana's Spectre. I'm just going to let that resolve. I'm going to pitch a land. Normally I would counter it because it represents a 2-for-1, but I think we're actually potentially on our way to thundering him. And we keep hitting the land drops. This is now thunder for 9, 10. We have the fire bolts. Now we can do it for 11. So, I mean, we're basically sitting pretty here with 3 counter spells. And unless he has corrupt, he's not really going to gain much life. Now we have a bolt, so 2, 5. And then we can thunder for 3, 5, 10, 11. So 5 plus 11 is 16. So we're still 3 points away. But, I mean, this is looking really good. That's 3 land drops. That's another lightning bolt. Okay, that's one of our land drops. 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 4, 6, sorry, 12, 16. Okay, that's fine. So we're still using the fire bolts, keeping our options open. We have a lot of draw steps, so it's not urgent that we burn him out, but we just got to keep that in our sights. So we can do it for 12, right? This is 6, 8, 10, 12. And this looks like Gurmag Angler. Don't have to counter it. Could just use some burn. But I think it's one of the few things we're willing to counter at this point in time, so just go ahead and do it. So this is interesting. So Whirlwind Adept that he could probably kill. So do I just throw it out there? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think there's a point to casting this yet. 6, 8, 10, 12 with the Rolling Thunder. The bolt is 15. Yeah, I guess we'll just play it, and I'm actually gonna let it die. I think the main ways we lose are to corrupt. I'm feeling like I can kill him with burn, but I just need to hit 4 land drops, right? 2, 4, 6, 12. Resolves. This is 15. So I don't know, maybe this is a little questionable. There's a Dispel, which I would have actually used last turn, but sure. So we have Flame Slash for that. I guess we also have Bolt. He played Baron more rather than Icy. So we can also deck him now with Deep Analysis. That might actually be what happens. So I used Flame Slash instead of Bolt. That actually is questionable. Liliana's Spectre. Yeah, we'll pitch Dispel. I think the way I win here is with Deep Analysis. And I'm not too sure I want to pitch that. I think I'm going to hit him with the Deep Analysis. Could be wrong. Could be incorrect. I don't necessarily need to Bolt on end step. So, yeah, I'm just going to pass. I'm saving that Deep Analysis. I think I'm going to point it at him at this point. That looks like the path to victory. Gray Merchant. Oh, another Angler. So I guess we're countering that as well. You know what? I think we're just going to Rolling Thunder that. I think our plan is to hit him with Deep Analysis. I think that's the new plan. So, don't think we need to Rave. How much can I do this for while leaving up double counter? I can do it for 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And also, as you probably know, we need to play a little slower or faster. I don't think there's any situation where it requires us to play slower. And casting Ravings is okay, but I really don't need to do that. We're in control of this game. So if somehow the game starts to spiral out of control, then we'll consider doing it. But I think we are going to win with by decking. So I'm not even going to cast the AK to draw 4. My plan is to deck this guy. I believe that I have more answers than he has questions at this point. And we just have to wait till he gets to 4 cards, which is 7 more turns. Kind of a boring, dull game. If it's Gray Merchant, definitely letting it resolve. Yep. Gonna Flame Slash that bad boy. And call it a day. It's not the best plan ever to give him 7 turns, but it's looking like we can probably do this. He's got another threat for us. So do I want to draw 4 and find an answer? How many answers do I legitimately have left? I have another lightning bolt. I have a couple flame slashes. I'll go to 4 cards. He'll have 6. I don't actually think I can afford to play the AK. So I can either counter this. I'm gonna let it resolve. I am gonna cast the Desperate Ravings, and hopefully not pitch, because we have to have 6 cards left. This is getting kind of tight. We pitched the Deprive. That sucks. We have to have 6 cards left by the time there's Whirlwind Adept. It's not really gonna do enough for us. By the time, or sorry, we have to deck him in 6 turns. So I can't draw any new cards. Yeah, I guess we just have to somehow survive this naturally. This is kind of getting away from us. He has to go from 10 cards to 4 so that we can deep analysis him. So, I mean, he is going to just Chainer's Edict us here. How many Gray Merchants does he have left? Yeah, so there's really no point, I think, in countering this. We have to survive 5 turns, and the deep analysis is gonna hit us. We'll find an answer before that happens. Gotta counter any other threat. Haunted Fengraf. Well, the hope is that it gets us back Jeskai Sage. Actually, I don't know that that's the hope. Because we have to draw a card at that point. 3. He has 9 cards, so 5 turns. I don't think we can play this Jeskai Sage because we're going to deck before he does. This is crazy. Alright, I can't cast it. We have to survive 4 turns, but that means we have to kill the Chittering Rats and anything else he plays. Yep. No way. No way, buddy. Hopefully he doesn't have Corrupt. Okay, I guess... Alright, Duress is fine. But this really hurts if he takes Deep Analysis. If he can figure out what we're trying to do, it makes it nearly impossible to win. Oh, he took Desperate Ravings. He's giving us a chance here. Alright, we definitely have a chance here. There's the Flame Slash. Alright, we just need to live 3 more turns or 4 more turns, something like that. What the heck is this? Oh, that's fine. He does not see the big picture. He does not see our grand scheme. He thinks we're somehow trying to... Okay, so what are we doing with this? Getting a counter spell. He does not see what we're doing. This is going to blindside him. He thinks he's got this. So he goes to 5 cards. We go to 2 cards. He goes to... Or 6, we go to 2 cards. 5, we go to 1. 4, we go to 0. So this is the bare minimum of being able to survive. We just counter it. He does not see the grand scheme. Oh, this is crazy. 5 cards, 1 card. 4 cards, 0 cards. Alright, we got him. He can't kill me unless he has corrupt. Alright, we win. Pretty epic. He did not see what we were doing, and he paid the price. Look at this. I've been killing people with deep analysis for years at this point. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Look at that, guys. We win game 1. We sacrificed a ton of time on the clock, but I think the trade-off was phenomenal for us. So Dispel's very weak for us. We're actually going to board out of some creatures here so that we can go into full defense mode. And we need to cut some other things too. Chronarch. I've been on the fence with this guy for a while now, actually, so I might end up cutting him. So, I mean, I'm not going to go in depth on why we board the way we board. Basically, they have too much removal and they're too grindy for us to want to win with our guy that just gets edicted. So the idea is to deck them like we just did, but now we have a much stronger way of doing that. We could probably cut some number of sages, if not all of them, because they don't line up well with the 2/2 creatures. If we just go into full defensive cards mode and maybe even playing a second spell bomb, but we didn't see anything crazy there from him. Maybe I will play 2 spell bombs. Let's see how this works. I think this might be okay. So he's clearly going to play first. We have a 1-lander with a preordained. So this hand sucks if he has duress. It's going to be okay against just about anything else though. So, and he doesn't have the duress. Let's go ahead and lead on the color fixer. If he has turn 2 witch, I'd like to bolt it. Otherwise, it's looking like preordained into... Oh, okay. Well, we'll pitch the artifact here. That's going to be okay. It's going to be our best bet, really. So, I think I want both. He might be looking to wrench mind us again. So, I'll go like that. I think I'll pitch an AK and maybe Flame Slash. Yeah, I'll just pitch the AK. AK, thank you. So here, we'll just bolt this. Guess we'll do it on his turn. Very rare to see Undying Evil around, so just go for the bolt. Technically, I could be doing this on his upkeep too. That's certainly something to consider. 4 cards. I'm not sure if he took a mulligan or not. So here, we're just going to make the same play. This time I'll wait. The one advantage to doing it during his attack step is the lack of information it provides him. So he may be planning out something. He may actually make a play before attacks, and then his mana is kind of tied up so that if he wanted to unearth, that he might not be able to do it. So do we Ravings here? I think so. We have all instants and sorceries. So, so maybe we pitch Ravings. Maybe I draw 2 cards first. Or I either draw 2 cards or I pitch Ravings. I think I'll just pitch the Ravings. That seems fine. Boom. Got me. Sign in blood. Okay. Personally, I would do that first main phase before I did anything else, because I think it can determine how you actually want to make your turn optimal. Now this hand is looking okay right now. So do I let this resolve? I mean, there's a lot of things to consider. Do I cast Desperate Ravings here? Do I let the hand resolve? We actually need a land to... Alright, I'm actually going to not cast Ravings. I'm just going to leave up my counter spell. We actually need to find a land to hit the Chronarch. So that makes his worth a little worse in this position, but for now, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to let that happen because I'm going to cast Desperate Ravings next. It's a little... Um, it's a little dice rolly. It's looking like he's going to hit us with Gurmag Angler here. Ooh, draw 3. That's pretty good too. Okay, that's going to be tough. Let's go ahead and do this. And pitch the Chronarch. Didn't find much else. This is going to be bad because he's going to Rats us. He might Rats us and then Spectre us. So that would mean we want to... Yeah, we want to put Flame Slash on the top of our library. Now he's going to Spectre. Discard the land. Here I think we kill the Rats because it has a higher toughness, which is going to make it harder to Rolling Thunder. And if he... Well, Unearthing here doesn't make a difference. He also has the Rager, so I'm going to kill all this stuff 3 times over. Hopefully we find our 3rd AK. That would be probably our best draw we have in the deck. Rolling Thunder, also not bad. Kills both of these guys. And we really need that to connect. Or we really need to be able to mitigate. Alright, we have nothing to do, so we're basically getting beat to the ground here. I don't see Jeskai... Ooh, okay, yeah, this game's over. I don't see Jeskai Sage being the best here. Yeah, that's just it. To board into. We see he's got Wrench Mine, so I think the Spell Bombs are good. We also saw Death Denied, so I think that makes the Spell Bombs continue to be good. We got a little outpaced there. NBC can seize the momentum very quickly. That Death Denied was huge. I mean, the hand disruption on top of the disruptive threats is really the 1-2 punch that got us hurting. So I don't really think there's a more ideal boarding. It's just a matter of sometimes they get those really threat-heavy draws with a lot of disruption, and that's just hard for anybody to beat. But I still think this matchup looks pretty solid here. I think this is a keepable hand, so let's go ahead and we'll roll with it. It's a little land dense, but the Desperate Ravings is going to upgrade our hand and get some of those lands out of here. So I think I'm actually interested in leaving up Deprive and Ravings for his Wrench Mind. I'd rather Deprive than get hit with Wrench Mind. And I think Ravings here, like I said already, gives us some value in terms of upgrading our hand. I mean, our hand is pretty stacked. We end up pitching the Preordained, so that Preordained's gone for good. I think I'm just going to thin out lands rather than do anything else. If it's Chittering Rats, we're going to put Island on the... Or sorry, Izzet Guildgate on the top. We can set ourselves back or give him the information. I don't think there's anything else he can do. I guess he could Wrench Mine to follow this up, but I don't think he has both of those in hand. That'd be very strange if he did. So I'll show him what we're working with. That's fine. Yeah. There you go. And I actually will get a second red source because I may be casting Ravings to get rid of Firebolt. That's not bad either. We know he can't deal with that at all. It is a little worse if he casts Wrench Mine, but we can't play around Wrench Mine all day. We'll pitch the lands and call it a night. So the only way he gets rid of this is with hand disruption, so we can leave it on the table safely. Okay, well, we're definitely just pinging that and casting Flame Slash. And do I want to Rave? I think so. We have 3 lands in hand. Oh, actually, hang on. We're going to want to Flame Slash first. So that we don't pitch that. And I think we have a decent chance of... Oh, man, the Firebolt went... Wow. I think that was still the right play. I think the odds drastically favored Izzet Guildgate being the thing that... Or not even Izzet Guildgate, one of the lands being the thing that got pitched. That was just a rare instance of probability not working in our favor. Alright, this is actually okay too. Serrated Arrow's going to do a bunch for us. From now on, I think we'll just get blue sources. Found a counter spell, so we're not in bad shape. I mean, we have 3.5 answers to his next few plays. So I think we're in decent shape. We do need to find card draw. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. Flame Slash double counterspell is great. We just need him to start running dry. I mean, there's a lot of cards he can draw that are kind of blank between lands, creatures we can kill. Yeah, he might be flooded here. There's Baron Moore. We have 7 lands in play, so we can kill a 3-drop and leave up counterspell. Got 1-for-1s for days. Okay, more cycling. More cycling. Get it? More cycling. Alright. And he's run dry. I don't think we actually want to cast Ravings. Not yet. I think we want to pad our hand with some fodder. We want to keep the 2 counter spells, so why even chance it? It's a 50% chance. It's literally a coin flip, so don't want to Ravings yet. Ooh, death denied. Sneaky guy. There's no way that's happening, buddy. Sneaky guy, just going for it. Yeah, he knows he's kind of out of... This is sad, too, because I think we actually have to counter this. Oh, this is risky. We know he ripped that off the top, so it's not all that risky. And here, I think we will just cast Ravings. Pitch to Harvest Pyre. Now we have all removal, so I don't actually think I want to do anything. Again, we'll just pad our hand. Got tons of removal. We just need to find another counter for something like this. Unearth's fine. We'll pitch Firebolt and just pray that we never see another Bojuka Bog. We actually haven't seen one from him. So I'll just ping this with the Serrated Arrows on his attack step. So that Serrated Arrows doing a ton of work. Helped us kill 3 different creatures. It was beautiful. Very beautiful. And again, no reason to do anything. We have all this removal. Yep. We'll put Narcolepsy on top in case for some reason he has... Alright, we need to speed up. We're at 7? Jeez Louise. For some reason he has Duress. Ooh, that hurts. That really hurts. 2 bolts. Man! That is annoying as hell, but this is a great way to make up for it. Should I just Bloody Tome him? Okay, I will. Can't counter anything that turn anyway. So let's get the clock moving. Okay, again, the duress factor. So here we just want to fire bolts. I guess we can draw 2 as well. Yeah, that's fine here. Let's just firebolt, get this out of here. Alright, we really have the momentum here. Unless he has another death denied, we're going to be kind of happy. So this kills, what, Desperate Ravings in my yard? That's not even a problem. He should really be thinking about just throwing that now. We don't need the Fengraph, the counterspell we love. We don't need to cast Ravings. We have so many answers. He should really just lose this. I'm serious. There's no point in getting this rinky-dink value when you could be finding ways to try and progress the game. So we have a Narcolepsy currently. He's just going to pass. Alright, well, I don't think I need to do anything here. We have a Spell Bomb for him as well. So I guess we'll just cast Narcolepsy. I mean, at some point we are going to have to blink, but who cares? If he had to waste 5 turns of tempo of not using this, when he could have drawn into a threat and deployed it, we're fine with that. Okay, he just concedes. Okay, we win the first round. That was a fun round. We really got to watch our clock management, but other than that, that first game was pretty sick, how we navigated it, planned to kill him with Deep Analysis. He had the opportunity to take the Deep Analysis out with Duress. There were some signs there that he could have picked up on. We didn't play Jeskai Sage. We didn't cast any of our other card draw, and we're sitting on a deep analysis. He didn't see that line, so that really benefited us to be able to mill him out with 0 cards in library. So that was a lot of fun. These last 2 games were very interesting too. We're up 1-0. We got 4 rounds left to go. We're going to battle him out. Thank you guys for staying with us. We'll see you then. Welcome to round number 2. We're on the draw here with a very keepable hand. Let's go ahead and keep. He keeps 7 as well. Figure out what we're dealing with here. Yeah, his hands, maybe Teachings, maybe Angler, Delver. I think we can hold our own against both, actually. Teaching's going to be harder because we're a lot less. Yeah, he's Teachings. It's looking like. So I could set up my colors here a little better. I think that's probably fine. If I play a tapped land instead of, Ravings, he may just land a curse on us turn 3, but we can't stop that anyway. So we probably want both of these. Assuming that he's Teachings, which is my assumption. He's going to think twice or something. If he's playing AK, he didn't do anything. That's curious. If he's playing AK, things will get very interesting between the two of us. Okay, we're recording here. Not sure what's going on with him. Okay, maybe we were lagging a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, oh, he's gonna curse. No. Seagate, not the worst for us. Gonna kill it, I think. Probably preordain again. So we do want to find interaction now. We've got plenty of draw. Jeskai Sage and Fengraf looks like what the doctor ordered, so that way we can play Sage, get him back later. Okay, just simple exchanges here, nothing too intense. He could be the version that's playing Mortuary Mire and Soul Manipulation with Anglers to try and win. He might not be using Curse as his main avenue. So I think it's actually okay just to play Jeskai Sage here. Make him deal with it. The whole dynamic of this matchup is going to be us presenting problems and forcing him to have responses to it. We can't just sit back and try and win the longest game ever. Yes, the games will go long naturally. We don't need to try and help that happen at all. So he actually hits us with a pretty hardcore counterspell there in Soul Manipulation. But the idea is to overwhelm him with things. So after board, we're going to have all kinds of permission. We're going to have curses. We're going to have all our threats. We're going to have Rolling Thunder. We're going to have hexproof guys. We're going to have lots of value in AK and Deep Analysis. So the idea is really to cause him to go into full overload. Now we have the most interesting choice ever here. Do we want to risk putting the Fengraf in the yard? And I think actually we do. It's not that interesting of a choice, I guess. Depends, who you are. And the AK hit the yard. So now we actually have a second Sage, a second AK. I think I'll draw first. There's a potential to draw into a Dispel. Find Preordain. I'm going to play Sage now. And if he counters it, then I'll know I want to preordain some other stuff. But I just want to see what he does with his counter here. He's just going to counter it. He doesn't even like the idea of killing it. Does not appeal to him. He knows we have a Fengraf in play. So there's Whirlwind to Depth. Just definitely keeping that. I don't think I want the Firebolt. So we're doing okay. I mean, he's one for wanting us. Even better with getting back Oracle, but I mean, look at all this card draw we're going to see. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't think we're particularly favored in game 1. Peregrine Drake. Holy hell. Blue-black control with Peregrine Drake. Okay, so this changes everything. Absolutely a game changer. Wow, that's that's going to be a problem. Rolling Thunder, huh? So we could go for Thunder for 3. I think I'm actually okay with that play. And if he counters it, he counters it. But I think our plan ultimately is to try and Jeskai Sage him out of here. We could try and find some lands. I mean, he's obviously a deck playing Ghostly Flicker, which he could use, but it's not going to get him the most value ever. He's actually just using another counter spell. Okay, good for us. I think this is getting better as we go along. I think next I'm actually going to flashback that Ravings, because now we have a land and 3 flashback cards that can go to the graveyard. There's always that risk there of... Okay, so Deep Analysis went. So I think we'll just cast that. Then we have to discard, though. Guess I don't care so much about that. We could also just Ravings again. I think I'm going to go ahead and just discard. This does put us down to 14, but I think that's okay. We have to discard. If we have a third land, I mean, it's probably going to be land anyway, but yeah, I'll just pitch a land. 3, 6, 7, so we can Adept with counter backup if we want. Oh, he's casting Think Twice. Alright. And as far as clock is concerned, we are ahead, so that's good. We got this Flame Slash now. So now we're looking like we're going to be able to defend ourselves. We just need to preordain some more oracles. Alright, so this is getting a little nasty. But we've gotten through... We've seen a lot more cards than he has, and we've gotten through 3 counters at this point without seeing any of our own. They're bound to be here somewhere, so just keep working at it. He seems to be representing Ghostly Flicker. So I am going to just start trying to kill his guys, though. If he responds to this, I may, with a Ghostly Flicker, I may Ravings to try and find something else. But otherwise, I may just go with Deep Analysis. So he's going for Flicker. Targeting those 2. So I am going to try and, find a Dispel, find a Bolt, find a Counter Spell. We find an Izzet Chronarch. So this is going to resolve, and the problem there is that we have another Flame Slash that might get countered, but we got to make moves to try and defend here, and we also need to draw out all the counter spells from him that we possibly can, because he's got a real type of aggro control sort of position on us right now, which is not very awesome for us. He's actually presenting more threats than we have been. So, I mean, Drake just changed the whole landscape of the game. I had no idea he was playing that. But there's his third counterspell. So, I think, as far as just the individual card counterspell, I think he's going to be a lot less likely to see any more. That's 4 counters out of his deck. He could be playing anywhere from 6 to, I don't know, 10, 12, something like that. But we're at 7 now. So if I cast Whirlwind Adept, I'm kind of okay. Chronarch might be even better. Main phase Teaching, so he is going to get that last counter spell. This is going to be tough. 3, 6, 7, 8. So I need to naturally draw a counter right now so that I can Chronarch and Flame Slash. Otherwise, we're just not in this. There's the counter spell. Alright, good. It was about time we drew one of those things. So this may stabilize us a bit. Yeah, I'm just going to go for killing Drake. He's probably going to kill this Chronarch and still be able to bash me, but there's not really much we can do about that, so. Yep, trying to counter again. This time we do have our own counter. It's about time. So that's going to slow things down here. We know he's playing Soul Manipulation, probably got Mortuary Mires and stuff that he can bounce. So we're not at all out of the woods. I think he's just going to kill this guy. So yeah, disfigure. We're at 5. He's got 4 cards. He can flashback Teachings. So that will deal with Whirlwind Adept. I could Fengraph, but I can't cast whatever I get with Fengraph, so I don't think that's an option. Basically, our options are Deep Analysis or Ravings, I think. Or go for Firebolt with... that actually is not too bad either. That's 6 mana. We can't do anything else, though. So I can draw 2 cards this way. I can draw 2 cards this way and have to pitch one. This is a tough decision. Or I could just go for that Firebolt, which he could let one resolve, counter another one. We have bolts, flame slashes to draw into. I think we actually just go for the Firebolt. I'm not 100% on that choice, but let's just see what he wants to do. I mean, we get wrecked by a lot here, but if his plan is just to flashback Teachings, then it's not so bad. Oh, he has another Flicker. He has another Teachings. He has a Rewind. Okay. Well, I mean, nothing we were going to do was going to get through there, so I think we will play the land. Oh, what the heck? And call it a day. This first game is not looking like it's going to go our way, but again, I'm not too concerned. He's got a lot of untap effects, which kind of bolsters his permission game overall. Okay, we're at 3. So things are getting real. We're not going to be able to flashback Deep Analysis now. Actually, we technically can, but then we would go to 1. So if I Fengraph, now I can cast a creature. Any creature I'm assuming is going to die to his last 4 cards, plus he also has Teachings here, so I guess technically he could just kill whatever we do. I think I'm going to Ravings. He could counter whatever we do. There's a Bolt, so I could, and I have a counter spell. But we did sacrifice a little bit there. I guess I play this so that if we draw another one, we don't lose into attacks. And what we're going to do here is if he... Okay, so we're going to go for the Bolt. I thought maybe he would cast Mystical Teachings. Guess he's saving it. So at least we can fight here. We might not win the fight, but we're giving ourselves the ability to fight. Yep, counter spells for days. I think it is in our best interest to fight over this now. He can go find another one if he's got it. Probably has Deprive in this list also, or Prohibit, or both. Yeah, this is a tough game to navigate. Once that Peregrine Drake came down, everything changed. I'm just going to F6. Time could also end up being a factor. Yep, Deprive, just as I predicted. Alright, so we are now potentially just losing to some Seagate Oracles. That's never fun. AK would be a very solid draw. And look at that. So, yeah, I think it's just clearly the best play to make here. Draw 3. And that looks pretty good. So I could crack Fengraph and maybe draw a Jeskai Sage. Or I could leave up some of this other stuff. I think... Well, there's really no point in cracking Fengraph now because we are going to bolt and want to leave up Counterspell. So if I crack Fengraph, I don't have the option to do all of that. So I think we just pass, even though we're at 1. And this also makes a little bit of sense because if we draw 5 or if we get the 5 drop with the Fengraph, maybe we just so I'm at 1, and he can fight back. This at least gets me a guy. Now Ravings, very tricky here. I don't think we can risk it. We have 2 Whirlwind Adepts. He's likely just going to Chainer's Edict though. But I don't like our chances of finding another Lightning Bolt or another Flame Slash. That's 3 cards left in our deck out of 19. We could almost afford to cast Ravings here. I'm going to do this first. I think we die to Chainer's Edict though. He's out of Teachings. He's got another one. So yeah, let him draw that. What is it? Exclude or another soul manipulation. So we're gonna fight against this, and I think he's just gonna edict us afterwards, but we'll see. So this is looking like a Nihil Spellbomb matchup as well. You'll notice that I have 3 Spellbombs in my sideboard nowadays, which is to account for the unrelenting annoyance that is Familiars style decks, Peregrine Drake, Mnemonic Wall style decks. So 4 mana. He's flashing it back. Yep, he's gonna edict me. I'm just gonna F6. It'd be nice if it was Devour Flesh. That way I could stay alive. If it is Devour Flesh, I'll Desperate Ravings, I guess. It is Devour Flesh. I'm gonna gain life. Wow, this is awesome. Yeah, so I think I'll go ahead and do this. We do run the risk. You know what? That's going to end up pitching our Whirlwind Adept, and it's looking like he doesn't have another way to deal with it. So instead of just getting 1 extra life, I think we're going to have a better chance if we play Whirlwind. Plus, we don't. Either way, we're not just dead on board otherwise, and we have Dispel. Ooh, okay. Now I think things are possibly coming together. I'm more than happy to cast Desperate Ravings to try and stop another Edict if it's sorcery speed. We may have just stabilized, but we have a huge problem. 18 cards, but he has a huge problem. Whirlwind Adept is his name. So what's better here? I think now we can spin the wheel. Oh, but we lose the Dispel. I was really not interested in doing that. Now we have 3 lands to 1 analysis, so I'm going to spin the wheel again. It's the second time we got caught with the Ravings, but I think it's still more often than not just working in our favor. What was he? Man, he knows that his spell's gone. He has another Teachings. What the hell is this? Capsize. Capsize his own guy. Okay. That's just going to give me a free shot at you. Yeah, it had to be a land. There was no way. Or we drew another Dispel as well. So I think we just leave that up. For some reason, he just gave me. I mean, he didn't even want to wait till we blocked. That's kind of strange. That doesn't seem that correct. Alright, he's going to replay this. Oh, get out of my way. Okay, here we go. At least we found somebody actually slower than us. Okay, he's flooded. Doesn't have a lot of edicts in his deck. I don't know why that would be. Grim Harvest. No thank you. No thank you. So this is going to be interesting because we're now in a position where we have to fight against Grim Harvest, the most annoying of cards. Yeah, I think we draw 2. I think our only chance of winning here is Adept. I don't think we're going to... The disparity in cards is too great for us to try and mill him this time. Not this time, guys. And we can't flash that back. So if I double Firebolt, I'm attacking for 7. He's getting back Peregrine Drake. I don't know that that matters. I think we actually just... I don't actually see a reason to attack, now that I think about it. I want a one-shot, you know? One-shot KO him. So we're not going to be able to flashback this deep analysis. That's too bad. I wonder what happens if he has less than 2 cards in his library. Oh, I forgot that he has Capsize in hand as well. He didn't use it. If he has less than 2 cards in library and you deep analysis at 3 life, I wonder if... Oh, this is good. We wanted to double up on these type of guys, because this is how we're going to get through. We're going to kill his whole squad and get a huge attack in. So what I'm saying is, you flash this back at 3 life going to 0, and he has to draw cards with 0 cards in library. Would that be a draw? That's the question I'm trying to... So we can't save this. End up drawing a card. He finds a use for all that great removal he's been sitting on. Oh, I'm at 3, aren't I? I have to kill this Mole Drifter. Well, good thing I'm paying attention somewhat. Alright, so this draws me 4 cards. That seems pretty good. So I can probably afford to counter the... Oh, look at this. This is a lot to take in. Definitely going Firebolt Flame Slash here and going Counterspell on the Grim Harvest. So he's taking at least 7 this turn. We gotta kill him fast though. Oh, come on, man. You waited this long to try this? Now you're doing this while I can get prowess triggers going? What are you thinking? Not only did you let me draw 4 cards to be able to fight this off, you're doing it on my turn while I'm going to prowess you. Yeah, this is really annoying, but you know what I'm actually going to do here? I'm just going to kill both of these jabronis. It's actually better to bolt the Seagate and Harvest Pyre for 2 on the Mole Drifter. What is this guy doing? He just wants to create a big stack and annoy everybody watching. This guy's trying to take away your enjoyment, your entertainment level, guys. So I'll do this for a bunch. 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine. 4. I'm satisfied with 4. Look at all these triggers. This guy thinks he's so smart. Trying to pull all this crap. Let me draw 4 cards before he initiated any of this. Not smart. Don't think he'll do that again. Now I get to also counter the Grim Harvest. You want to just do something else so I can hit you for more damage? Capsize your own guy. I'm going to say no to that as well. Now, you are going to get Grim Harvest back, but I think that's the lesser of 2 evils here. 1, 2, 3, only 4 prowess triggers. Consider yourself lucky, you bastard. Okay. Dead. Okay, now you do get Grim Harvest back. So that's still a problem. I'm not going to act like we're in a great position. We're in a... And we only have 3 cards in the library. We've drawn all the cards, by the way. We're at 1 life. But he is taking a huge hit. 10. I would have loved to have bolted him, but... don't think that's what's going to happen here. We do get to Firebolt or Flame Slash whatever he plays next, so it's possible that I can kill with a massive massive attack. Really just needs to be, I think, a bolt. Well, maybe not. We had a lot of prowess triggers there. So he's going to cast Grim Harvest. I'm just going to F6. I think he'll win this game, but he only has 12 minutes left now. So what did he get? Probably the Mole Drifter. He got the Drake. What does the Drake do? Do you need all your mana up? What can you do with all your mana at this point? Don't you think you want the cards? I don't know. The problem here... Okay, so this is 5 damage to his face. 3 triggers is only 7, which only puts him to 1. I still think I have to do it, though. We have Rolling Thunder left in the deck, right? No, we used it. Didn't we use it on his Peregrine Drake? Why don't I see it? Oh. Man. Do we have another Firebolt? That's the last one. 3 triggers is only 8. And this is only 5 damage. 8 plus 5 is 13. Sorry. No, sorry. 3 triggers is 7. 5, 6, 7. He goes to 1, and I don't think we can kill him after that. Isn't that atrocious? So I think I have to save the bolt and hope to draw like Preordain or something. Because we're going to have to kill this Peregrine Drake again. So I don't actually think we do anything here. I think we just attack for 5. Alright, we still have a chance of winning. I don't know why he didn't get Mole Drifter. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. 5, 6, 7. Did I mess up? 7 plus 5 is 12. So I don't think... I mean, getting him to 1 is okay, but this is the last bolt, and the last Firebolt is sitting in our graveyard. So he's going to cast Grim Harvest. Why wouldn't you get... So now he's getting Seagate Oracle. Oh! Still learning. So I don't know if we can kill him. Because we can't draw 2 cards. We'd have to let him draw 2 cards if we draw... there's no more Deep Analysis. Oh man, he found Peregrine Drake. So we have to just wait. We have to do everything on our turn. I actually kind of don't care what he does here because I don't think I can win if I bolt on his turn. So I might as well F6, but I'm still not going to. We're ahead on time, so... Yeah, I think we can beat this deck in 3 games, especially considering how he's going down to basically 10 minutes. I don't think he can kill us in less than 10 minutes, based on how his deck operates and how fast he plays it. Could be wrong. He found more creatures, so yeah, this is probably a wrap for us. But we'll see. Am I out of Flame Slashes? 1, 2... I think I have 1 more. So one of my 2 cards is Flame Slash, I think. No, there's 4 in my graveyard. Mountain, not gonna do it. So I think I just lose here. So if I attack, he can kill my guy. So I think I just wait. I have 1 card to draw. And I don't know what it is. I should be able to look at my deck and tell what it is. It looks like it's actually Preordain. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think my last card's Preordain. Oh, and he just kills me here. Okay, well that's GG. So that's game 1. I didn't even think about that. There were so many things to think about. Let's make sure... Oh, it was Island. Okay, so I can't see, I can't read. But... So normally I would cut a lot of removal, but he does have some creatures. We want bolts. But I think we can chill on some number of either Firebolt or Flame Slash. Yeah, we want the rest of this. I'm not sure we want Rolling Thunder, actually. It does a lot of damage, which we do like. But I'm just not sure. It may come back in. I'm just assessing here. So these are the cards we absolutely want. Everything that's in this list right now is what we want. And we want 1 or 2 Spell Bombs. Maybe I'll just go with 2. Maybe I'll go 1 and 1 Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder can kill multiple guys. It can kill him out of nowhere with a prowess creature. It is expensive, but Could cut one bolt for the spell bomb. I mean, everything we want is value and to threaten him and create problems. If Spellbomb actually drew us a card, I think I would keep in more than one, but I don't think we can afford more than one here. Plus, we want a lot of spot removal simply by virtue of the fact that he's low on time. So one of the only ways he can beat us is with a quick kill. He also might be playing Angler, so we should have potentially considered Narcolepsy or Curse, but I think in the abstract those cards are weak because he has Capsize and Ghostly Flicker and stuff. So Angler, I mean, we have 4 or 5 ways to deal with it. We can counter it. We can kill it with Harvest Pyre. We can kill it with Rolling Thunder. We can trade with Whirlwind Adept, and we can kill it with a pair of burn spells. So I mean, we have answers to it. It's still not the first thing we want to see, but he's still sideboarding, I presume. So we'll wait for him. Looks like we're geared for another war here. Another pitched battle, as they say. So I'm kind of praying that we're recording, everything's working. Yep, still recording. Yeah, I think we're just waiting on him to sideboard. Hopefully there's no glitches. And yeah, a lot of people in this league, 900. Solid number. Scrolling's a little laggy. Okay, so we're up for game 2 here. We are going to play first. It's having that added tempo advantage of maybe being able to land an early... we have double preordain. I mean, maybe being able to land an early Sage or Curse. I think that's just a great benefit for us. So we do need to find... Okay, we did find lands. So we don't necessarily need to preordain here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I don't think we want the analysis. I'll take the mountain though. We have so many card drawing spells in our hands. It's gonna get pretty wild. So we don't want both, and we do want to hit our land drops. So I will keep one Dispel and get rid of the Harvest Pyre. Which we don't currently know if there's gonna be any use for that anyway. So here, I guess we'll end step the AK. He seems to be missing black mana, but I would assume he's got counter spells on deck. I don't think he'll counter this. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I could tap out for Deep Analysis here, but we can also just draw 2 with AK, which I'm still going to wait to do on his end step. I think drawing just pure draw 2 with AK has got to be better than the Ravings. Stormbound Geist? Oh, come on, man. Why are you doing this to me? So, that's actually a pretty clever sideboarding plan. I guess we Ravings here. We could also just double bolt this. It's not a huge problem. Alright, we'll do that. I don't want to pitch my good cards with Ravings. Yeah, so we're just going to double bolt this, suck it up. It's not the end of the world. And we found a Deprive with Dispel backup. I like that. Okay, there's your Stormbound Geist. Hope you're happy. Used up 2 of my beautiful lightning bolts on it. What a jerk. No, this is actually a clever plan. He's more creature dense and more proactive, which is pretty good. Not sure I actually want to Ravings here, so I won't. We got a good mix of lands and spells. We're going to Deep Analysis next turn with some counter backup, so not really interested in countering. And here, I guess I'll play my land. If he wants to counter this, I'll actually let him, but I'm also trying to display that, hey, I can just flash this back and it ain't really no thing. Yeah, so now I am going to Ravings. We have all these lands padding our hand, and it looks like a solid opportunity to just go for it, so... We actually pitch a Whirlwind Adept, but we exchanged that with the Jeskai Sage, which I'm going to play. Not going to flash back until we get to attack with it. So here I just get to dispel his counter. He seems to be screwed off of black, so I don't think he can kill it. And we just go about our business. We can Pyroblast any type of defender. So he's going to cast Teachings. I'm just going to counter it at this point. We've got all types of counters. I don't know what he's looking for with this, but he's not going to get it. Okay, he did find that black source, but he's going to take some lumps before he even gets to it. So that's good for us. Don't think we're going with Ravings. We could also just get another threat down. I'm actually cool with that too. So what do I pick up with that? AK, Lightning Bolt, Dispel. Maybe it's Dispel. Alright, this is looking okay. I think it's actually AK though. It could be Preordain. I like Preordain too. Yeah, we'll get Preordain. Oh, you're gonna fight me, huh? No thanks. Well, now I'll just get back Pyroblast that I'm casting right this second. And the problem is I was not expecting him to counter. He actually might dispel this. And now I look like an idiot. I was not thinking, and I just let him do that to me. What a shame. Well, I should have played my land. I think having the Chronarch would have been much better than what we're doing now. But we do have one more counter. Hopefully we can counter whatever he does. Which looks like it's Drake. Oh, what is 6 mana? Flashback? Capsize? Or does he just not know what he's doing? 2. Some type of edict. Oh, duress, huh? Well, at least... I guess he doesn't have a counter spell. Or, not, sorry, a removal spell. So here we just take away the information, which is okay. Our hand is garbage. Okay, he has the Drake. Never mind. Now he's going to remove it. That's okay. That's okay. This is how it goes. We just present threats. And then he deals with them, but eventually he just can't keep up. So I think, depending on what we draw, we may Ravings first. Because our hand quality is very low. So let's find a discard. Okay, so this is a game now. Yeah, definitely Ravings first. And we put Harvest Pyre on the bottom. Have yet to shuffle. Oh, we lost an island. Okay. So I think I'm going to kill the Drake while I can, but I want to find something going on. Second Jeskai Sage and a counterspell. I think I want both, but I want the counterspell now. I'm going to bolt this. We're going to take the damage for the time being. We don't have a lot of ways as it stands to deal with Gurmag Angler, so I'm just going to pass. Wow, he boards into Geist and Gurmag Angler. Alright, we can deal with this though. He's on 3 cards. He has yet to really... And if we just play Sage... Okay, I'm going to cast Deep Analysis first, actually. Because he can Teachings up Echoing Decay, and I don't like that. There's Nihil Spellbomb. Doesn't really do a ton. It does give us... If I just throw it at him, he can Teachings, but... And I can counter the Teachings. I guess I can counter the Teachings anyway. But if I hold it, I get double prowess triggers afterwards. which might be good. I can also leave both back and have counterspell to pump them both, but that won't deal with his. He's also probably just holding counters, so maybe I should have played that pre-combat to power up my Sage with my own counterspell. You know what? I think maybe I just counter this. Because, look, he's almost certainly getting Echoing Decay. If I give him the Echoing Decay and he also either draws into a counter or is holding one, it's just so bad. I mean, come on, let's be honest, guys. That is very bad. Chainer's Edict. Alright. Get to draw a card. But we do get a shuffle. Oh, you know what? I should have shuffled first. That was a mistake. That was definitely a mistake. I'm still going to take these hits. We do get to Spellbomb his Chainer's Edict. Yeah, that was a big mistake. First of all, I wanted to shuffle anyway to try and find Harvest Pyre. Now look at me. I may just draw the card off of Jeskai Sage. I don't think it's worth attacking here. Ah, man. He has a counterspell for this. Interesting. Or so we think. This is not going well. What is this? 3 mana. Rewind? Oh, he's going to return Stormbound. Okay. Well, now I can't afford to Spellbomb. What can I draw? Rolling Thunder? And I have to Spellbomb the... Alright. So I have to let him hit me. And I get 2 draws at Rolling Thunder. So I guess I attack. Well, he can't Chainer's Edict and... 3, 4... He can't Chainer's Edict and cast Stormbound, guys. So we're just going to take the block, which buys us an extra turn. So I think that's what we do. We shuffled for Harvest Pyre. Yeah, I've been missing things constantly. Yep. Yep. Rolling Thunder. Here we go. Oh, there's the Harvest Pyre. That's not too bad either. Right now the Harvest Pyre is more important than the Curse, but... Okay, so we gotta go for this on his upkeep. Before the Curse... Oh, actually, we can do it either way, I guess. No, because we could curse him into mystical teachings. 1, 2, 3. What do I have redundant? 4, 5. Actually, do I want to make it so Whirlwind Adept gets me, or that Haunted Fengraf gets me Whirlwind Adept? Guaranteed? I don't think so. Because we still need a threat that also... sorry, we still need... Wow, I cannot talk, and we're almost losing on time, too. We still need a spell that pumps the Whirlwind Adept so that we trade with the Angler. That's what I was trying to say. This buys us a lot of time, though. Sure. There's a Pyroblast, so we'll do it on his upkeep. And we'll have to turn off auto yields. Gotta kill this Stormbound guys. Here we go again. Alright, while that's on the stack, we nuke it. Nuke the graveyard. And now we have 6. No. So we got him. He's another Think Twice. There's a counterspell. Alright, now we have a counterspell. Now, look at this. We're in control. Control of the game. He didn't even cast Think Twice. He's losing it. Stop stopping him on his upkeep. I don't know why I keep doing that. He's losing the game. He's losing his, Yeah, let's just fight this. We don't know what this could draw into. We don't know if we're going to draw an answer. Let's just fight this. He fights back. Oh, no. He's trying to fight back. Didn't work. But he has something better. Does he have Angler? If he has Angler, I don't think we can win. Oh, he has another one. Alright, alright, alright. Come on, guys. Let's draw some cards here. Ugh. Alright. It's not... He basically has to win this game. He can't win a game 3. It's just not gonna happen. Let's just go like this. We have no more basics. Come on. Stop drawing lands here. We need to... It's an attack step. I think we screwed him up. Oh man, what did he just get? He got the other... What is he doing? He has the Seagate. Oh, we're screwing him up. He's mentally defeated. The psychological warfare is too intense. Now he has 2 though. This is actually a problem. With Grim Harvest, it's a big problem. That was our only spell bomb. Yeah, big problem. Big problem. He actually has another threat. 5 mana. Oh! This Peregrine Drake is the devil. It's so bad for us. He's got a counter. There's no way he doesn't have a counter. Ooh, we drew 3. Now we have to draw 2 more, and we still are just blank, on blanks. Come on, guys. Think twice. Alright. Come on, we gotta win this game. No! I can't go to 3. Yeah. Oh, this is sad. I don't think I can go to 3. I don't think that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna go up to 7. Buys me an extra turn. It's a tricky predicament. Think twice. Yeah, this is real bad. I don't think we can win this. His configuration is just... It's just right. What the hell? He's got this as a kill condition with Ghostly Flicker. Interesting. I think it's just right. His assembly of his deck between the types of threats. Yeah, this isn't gonna do it, but we'll still throw it out there. What are you gonna do? We got nothing else to do. Maybe it'll scare him enough that we finish him off. Maybe he skips his attack step. There's a lot of things that could happen, but we're probably losing this match. I think the type of threats, the Grim Harvest, is really an underrated card by I think a lot of deck builders. I mean, we boarded out of a lot of removal, right? And he boarded into even more threats that require removal. So it's a cat and mouse game. It's a chess game. He's now ghostly flickering us. He might have a second one to just kill. So this could be GG's. We're at 1. He's going to cast... I don't know what he's... Oh, he's just going to... Okay, he's just going to Piranha Marsh me. Alright, so we got burned out by the blue control deck. Blue-black control burned us out. You know, you hear that very often, don't you? Anyway, GG's, guys. We're 1-1 going into round 3. So this was a interesting match for sure. Very long match. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you for the next one. Round 3 begins. We are on the play. Let's play first. And yeah, let's keep. No card draw, which is not good. But if he's an aggressive deck, this will be good. If he's a controlling deck, Whirlwind Adept could also be good for us. Mulligans to 6. He's deciding on that. Mulligans to 5. Now I'm really hoping he's aggro. Keeps 5 and bottoms. Alright, so his hand is looking like maybe it's still in a little bit of trouble. Decks that mulligan aggressively, I mean range from a lot of different things. He actually doesn't have a land, so he's just trying to collect info. We're just going to keep playing our game though. You know what? I think I'm going to keep both. This way I can Ravings, I can counter something. Okay. Well, he's eventually going to have to discard, or he's just going to have to concede. So I could Ravings here. That gives him a lot more info. I think I'd rather just see what he's doing. So I'm just going to let him go to discard step. We're ahead on 3 lands. Okay, so he's a Stompy deck. So yeah, now we just pass. He's a Stompy deck. Perfect. So this is great. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and cast Ravings. We got a lot of redundant removal spells. Lightning Bolt. This seems like a good matchup. I mean, you can always get obliterated by Stompy. They just have the right threats to your answers. Do we actually draw even more cards here? I don't think so. If we miss a land, we'll just Firebolt him or something. We didn't. So now we just slam Whirlwind to Depth and start killing. So Stompy can always beat you just having the right threats at the right time, but we have a lot of 1-mana interaction, a lot of cheap interaction, a lot of removal, 2-for-1s and stuff, and we're up a game. So let's start preparing. We're not going to want to sit back on counter mana. We're going to want to be trying to fight him on a mana efficiency spectrum. And that means we're going to be using removal spells often for all of the threats that he plays. Now, a couple things we may want to consider is Spellbomb for Rancor and Young Wolf, because this list is not playing Magma Spray, which might end up being a mistake. And also, not a lot of ways to deal with Silhana Ledgewalker. So keep that in mind. I think this is still how we're going to sideboard for now. We saw a lot of his deck in his graveyard. We saw Pit Skulk, Companion, and the like. Nothing too startling. Hopefully he's playing more Companions than he is Ledgewalkers, because we're better set up to fight that. Safehold Elite, same deal. So now we know we want a lot of early interaction. And this isn't a lot of early interaction. This is kind of a 6-card hand because of the Whirlwind of Depth, but I think this is still a keep. Especially if he starts leading on a lot of 1/1s. He doesn't. Okay, so we are not interested in drawing more lands at the moment. Yeah, this could be bad. Being on the draw is always a startling proposition, especially if they're hitting land drops and stuff. But, oh well. Depends on his follow-up. Hopefully... Oh, he's going to pump now. Groundsel. Why is the stack way down here? I don't want the stack in front of my cards. That kind of tells me he doesn't have a lot of guys. I hope he taps out, because we really want to Flame Slash this. Quirion Ranger. Okay, so she's going to play into Electrickery a bit. We're going to, for now, kill the most threatening guy. At least we're gaining some life with this. Unfortunately, it's way too many lands. I mean, I hope he just plays 2 more Quirion Rangers or something. That would be cool. But probably not going to happen. He might be flooded. It's 3 lands. Here comes a Rancor. Oh, okay, more 1/1s. So the thing here is he's got 1 card which is looking like it's going to be a pump spell. Alright, we have some time to think about this. If I Electrickery, he basically saves his entire board, because Young Wolf comes back as a 2/2. Quirion Ranger survives thanks to the pump spell. We could try and wait for him to play his pump spell, which he seems interested in doing. But if he doesn't do it, he's just going to hit us for 4. We're left trying to cast Electrickery afterwards. We'll be at 9. I think I'm going to wait on the off chance that he tries to pump a guy. It's going to save us more damage. We could get screwed here, but maybe he has 2 pump spells, but we'll see. Nope, he's just going to do that. Wait, what did he just do? He just tapped it. Wait, what did he just do? Main phase. Oh, the stack is way down here again. Okay. We don't want to do it right now because he could just recast the Rancor. So now he's going to blow his Vines of Vastwood here. And we're going to hopefully draw something good, but we're really behind on the board. We've got a bunch of lands in play, in hand and in play. So now, wow, both of his guys just die. Alright, that's actually good for us. So it looks like maybe he doesn't have anything. I guess we have to play Narcolepsy on the Young Wolf. We can't do it on Sentinel, because Sentinel can untap whenever. So his last card might be a blank, or it could be Hunger of the Howl Pack. I guess he would use it. I guess he would have used it. So not many things that card could be. We know it's Rancor and two. What do you call it when it's unknown variables? X spells. 2 unknowns. So there's the Rancor. That's gonna resolve. Obviously, a +4/+4 spell will hurt. But this is only 4 damage, which I guess is okay. Boom. Just passes. So it'd be nice to get removal. Maybe 2. 1 at instant speed. So we can start with Preordain here. Try and find Dispel. Curse of Chains is not good enough. Actually, we could have just played Whirlwind Adept also. That is perfect. So we'll go for the Flame Slash first. Then if he goes for Vines, we can Harvest Pyre. Otherwise, we can play Jeskai Sage. Or we could, yeah, probably just play Jeskai Sage at that point. So here comes Vines. We're going to Harvest Pyre for 4 just to get around Mutagenic Growth. Alright, we might actually have this now. We just need him to whiff 1 time, 1 turn, and then I think we are going to be able to stabilize. Alright, he's down. So that was a good Preordain. Drew us into exactly what we needed. Instant speed removal to get around that Vines of Vastwood. That was perfect. So much for that. Hope he just passes. Nope, found a threat, I think. Yeah, he found a threat. River Boa. Oh, man. Okay, so we know... And he can attack... Oh, the perfect draw! The perfect draw! His last card's Rancor. Oh, the perfect draw. Gotta do it on his upkeep or now. Wow. We are beast. Do you guys see this? The perfect draw. This is, I mean, maybe if he tries to regen, waste a mana on his turn. The perfect draw. That's what I'm talking about. And now, it's done, son. No threats in play. Alright, so it's time to get started. We're only at 6, but, I mean, look at all of this. We got a lot to work with here, folks. Okay, he's got a new guy. That guy's pretty good. Do you want to waste your Rancor? No, he doesn't. So do I shoot it? Be the only time I can shoot it. Yeah, I think we shoot it. He could have another Vines. But if he does, we want to get that out from him. Bunch of Fire Bolts. Will this work? If it does, he's going to be in trouble. because we're going to put a fast clock on him. Alright, so we're only going to attack for 5, get the Sage down, and then we'll be able to do a bunch of things with Ravings, flashing back Firebolt. He is not long for this world. So long as he whiffs one more turn, I think we might be able to finish him. Yeah, it'll probably take 2 turns. Let's see. So we could play 2 spells next turn, ostensibly, by Firebolting him, Ravings. That's 6, 9, plus 2 is 11, so I'll drop him to 4. We could potentially find another spell. Okay. Is he going to blow the Rancor? Nope. I'm still going to do this. Clears a path. It makes sure that if he has vines, he's got to either do it on his turn or just wait. Alright. So we can afford to Ravings here. That seems perfectly fine. All of our things in hand have flashback right now. Or it'll just be a land. It was AK. So if we Firebolt him, he goes to 13. We attack for 6, 9. He goes to 4. Or we can attack for 7 and have 2 Firebolts if he has a pump spell for his guy, which is slightly safer, as long as it's not Vines of Vastwood. If he has a 2/2 and then he casts Groundswell or something. So I think it's fine to just hit him for 7. Seems reasonable. Well, this is going a lot better than I expected. I mean, we were definitely on the defensive. We turned the corner once we found that Harvest Pyre for the Nettle Sentinel. That did it. Alright, there's nothing left for you, bro. Yep, that's the match, guys. That was a quick one. Went very well for us. Obviously, he mulliganed to Oblivion game 1, and then this game, we were against the ropes, not going to lie. You typically are when they're on the play, but just drew into all the right interaction at the right time. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you for round number 4. Welcome, guys. I believe this is round number 4. We're facing against an opponent who's mulliganing. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. Hand looks pretty solid here. And see if he keeps 6 and see what he does with that. He keeps 6. And does he put the card on the top? Does he put the card on the bottom? Those are the only options he has. Oh wait, he's still deciding on his mulligan actually. So, we'll just wait here and see what he wants to do. Seems like maybe he's got a connection issue or he's double. He kept 6 bottomed and plays a swamp. So this might end up being another MBC matchup. We draw a land for our first draw, which is not ideal. Mono black. Alright. So we're off of our win against Mono Black in round 1. So I don't feel terrible here. He's also missing a land drop. Now game 1 is very tricky, as you probably saw before. But this time I think we're going to have an advantage as far as time goes. Because the opponent seems like might be new to the deck. And I guess he just skips through his first main. He just doesn't have a stop set there. He didn't do anything. That was a little curious. But we're going to be hitting land drops for a good while, so there's that. Looks like he's got not a lot. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. So, yeah, we're going to run out Jeskai Sage. We've got Dispel. We've got Counterspell. He's on a boatload of removal, but we'll go ahead and free up the Dispel from our hand. I'm not sure I'll counter another removal spell, but I'll think about it. I might do it. We're going to have to fight off the removal some way or another. Grey Merchant will just hit with Flame Slash. He must have a lot of those. And I say that because his hand is otherwise quite slow, and you know, we're not too sure what he's really working with. He opted not to go for a removal spell. So I'll probably just counterspell the next one. Yeah. Let's get some card draw in here. Okay, now we're talking, guys. So, don't think we need all of this. I'm actually going to keep Flame Slash in case he has a third Gray Merchant, or if he has Gurmag Angler for us. Plus, it's fine just to have removal against this deck. We really need to stop their devotion count. Alright, and that's going to resolve, but we are going to get a fresh card, so not the end of the world here. Dispel, probably our worst card in the deck as far as spells go. Alright, we got 9 points of burn. That might count for something at some point. Alright, he's got just removal and lands, and we have great top decks. Let's do it. So I'm going to leave up that Deprive. I like the look of that. Next turn we've got Whirlwind Adept with Deprive back up. He's probably got more counters, but I think we just go for the goods here. We want to, I mean, again, we want to just fight him, fight off his removal as best we can, and then eventually stick something useful. I mean, we're in the mix right now. Yeah, he's just going to flash it back. He may have a second, but we're going to counter here. We can do a lot of damage to him next turn. 3 bolts is 9 on its own, plus 7. 9 plus 7 is 16. Okay, never mind. He's got the second edict, which I'm not shocked to see. So I'm actually going to, if I deep analysis, I'm definitely just having to discard. So I think I might actually hold back on that. Do not want lands. Yeah, we're kind of flooded here. I think I'm going to wait on the deep analysis. We've got a grip on us, so. And there's a firebolt. So this is 9 plus 4, which is 13 damage. Yeah, we'll trade Jeskai's Sage for a removal spell and a card. Plus we have Dispel, so if he tries some instant speed stuff, we'll just dispel it. We need to clear away for the other Whirlwind Adept and whatever Haunted Fengraf maybe brings us. That is going to resolve, my friend. We'll put Lightning Bolt on the top of our library. I'll save Firebolt for his guy. Save these bolts, rather. Firebolt him after. Ooh, Gary, huh? So is it better to just bolt his guy in response? He's going to go up to 22. Now, let's get the points for the Jeskai Sage. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. Sure. It all resolves, every last bit of it. So now it's going to be fine to cast Deep Analysis here. See how big this hit ends up getting. Not too big, but gonna hit him for 4, I think. Don't really see a huge reason to hit for any more than that. And I say that because he's gonna have a lot more guys. This game is far from over. I could double bolt him, which is 12 damage, but I'm just not seeing the strategic validity in that. He's gonna hit more Sign in Bloods, and things are gonna get kind of strange. So now we gotta. Ooh. Alright, Dispel's gone. Dispel is just absolutely weak. I think he's going to Chainer's Edict, but we need to sack this in response. We need to learn from the mistake we made in, I think it was match 1. One of the matches. No! So, am I trying to kill this guy with damage? Because if I am, then I'm just bolting my own guy. 3, 9. Yeah, I think we're doing this. I know it's kind of weak, but we gotta do this first, actually. He's at 16. He's played all but 1 merchant, so I think this is the way we do it. We trade Lightning Bolt for a random card and all that life that he would gain. And he tried to capitalize on my lack of dispels. Okay, we at least get 2 cards here. I think we are trying to win with damage. Yeah, look at all this. So what do I do now? Ooh, Fengraf's nice. So I have 8, 10 mana, 4, not counting the Fengraf, so 3 goes to the Fengraf. I still have 7 left. I can Firebolt and Jeskai Sage at that point. Yeah, let's do it. I'm sure there's another great play kind of hiding there somewhere, but it's a Jeskai Sage. So, but for now, I could also go Chronarch for Counterspell. That's the safer play to make. And I like making safe plays sometimes. So we'll do that. This kind of keeps us. It also pads the board for Chainer's Edict. We get double Jeskai Sage. I think we can close the game. I really believe that. Duress me. So I guess we just counterspell. Don't give him the information. If we give him the info, he's probably just taking counterspell anyway. Duress, I've been noticing, is a pretty effective card against me. Ah, he got me with the second tendrils. What a jerk. Alright, well, we need to kill his guy. And stop taking damage. And then we'll play both of our guys out, and hopefully that's good enough. Because we're running out of threats, but we still have another Adept in hand. In the deck. And we still have Rolling Thunder. That might not be good enough, guys. Sure. Dang it. That's really annoying. Well, I can't afford to play this Adept because he has 2 Chainer's Edicts. So I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I might even just Flame Slash the Rager. He's played 3 Grey Merchants. Try and save some damage. I guess he can only... Well, let's think about this. He can only do 1 Chainer's Edict next turn. So we can try and kill him with the right sequence of draws here. With a couple bolts to go along with it. Because we'll sack the Jeskai Sage. Yeah, I guess that's our best bet. He's at 22. It's going to be real hard for me to kill from 22, but 5, 9, 10. Yeah, so he can't double flashback, and he wouldn't be able to anyway. Yep, he's going to flashback, I think. Chittering Rats would be the worst for us, but yeah, flashback. I draw a card. Counter spell. He's gonna kill my guy. 3 bolts is 9. Plus 7 is 16. Which puts him in range of Rolling Thunder. I think we just do it. I think we just lance him with that much damage. I think his only other life gain is probably Gary. 3 bolts goes a long way though. Oh, I can counter the other Chainer's Edict. Right? He only has 1 in the yard. Alright, so we just attack for 4. And we save these bolts for future creatures, and we counter the Chainer's Edict. That's our plan. Counterspell is a great draw. Yep. Oh man, we got him in range here. If he just goes for the Chainers and we counter it, it's over. Three bolts, he's never going to see it coming. So our decision to Flame Slash that Rager seems pretty good. Sure. The only problem with this is he's going to block. So one thing I could do is attack. If he takes the block, I mean, you can't expect 3 bolts. If he takes the block, I bolt him, his guy just dies, right? And so otherwise I'm doing 7 plus 6, which is short. It's 13. So I think I'll just make the attack. If he doesn't block, he's dead. He just blocks. Just snap blocks. Okay. That's interesting. Maybe I thought too long. about the play. And it might have been strictly better to bolt his guy and then get in for the damage. Well, now that I know he's interested in blocking, I'm just going to kill his guy. 6 plus 3 is only 9. So we'll just get him to 8. He's dead to Rolling Thunder at pretty much any point. He's dead to an attack. Okay. You're real low, buddy. You're real low. Alright, just bolt him. You would have been dead a couple turns ago, pal. F6. Now we're way behind on the clock. How did that happen? Alright, he just concedes. I guess he had nothing else. And we were only going uphill from there. So, we've played this matchup once already. I think we flipped the script here a bit, even though that was successful for us. I made some other cuts as well. Maybe it was Jeskai Sage, I can't remember. It might have been one of these two. So we brought these in for Gurmag. We brought this in for everything. We brought this in. We still need to bring in Curse, so I had to be cutting something. I think it was Jeskai Sage. He is a 1/1 at the end of the day. And this just utterly blanks all of his removal, which is pretty cool. Play 2 spell bombs. Did we see anything from his graveyard though? I don't think so. I'm gonna try 1 for now, particularly on the draw. He does have Liliana's Spectre, so Electricity could fight that, but if there's no other creatures that it really touches, it seems pretty weak to me. Okay, I'm almost certainly going to be on the draw here. Yep, this is a keep. He had a very slow start that game. No threats, not a lot going on, so that really helped us. We had a bunch of counters for his removal. So, depending what he does here, we have an answer to Wrench Mind, Silent Blood. The question really becomes... Oh, I have just Counterspell in my hand, so I definitely leave up Counterspell, I would think. And I think we just snap it off because we need to fill the graveyard for Harvest Pyre. We have another Counterspell, but we're missing land drops also, which I don't love. But I think based on what we have in hand, we can 1-for-1 him for a bit anyway, and just hope to naturally draw the lands. So I'm going to counter this too. But we want to start hitting lands very soon. Ravings. I think I just fire it. I could also just pass and then Harvest Pyre is next play. Very interesting choice. Draw 2, discard 1 does not guarantee me a land drop, that's for sure. I think I'm going to wait. I think he's going to be playing 1 spell at a time, and we're going to be able to match that for at least the time being. So, this is interesting. I could just pitch my Jeskai Sage here. Could also deprive it. I think I want to save Deprive or pitch it. Should I Ravings? I could just pitch AK. Let's pitch AK. That seems alright. So do I Harvest Pyre now? Or do I cast Ravings? If I Ravings, I might lose the Harvest Pyre, which is my only answer to the Spectre, so... I think with that logic, I'll go for the Harvest Pyre. This is a tough game to navigate. Firebolt. So, geez, I think we spin the wheel now. There's a lot of cards in our hand we just can't cast. If he just cranks us with a Gray Merchant, that might also suck. So maybe I should have considered that, but I really didn't want to cast Deprive. What is he doing? Oh. So I don't see a reason to just fire this off. I mean, obviously he could end up making us suffer with Gray Merchant or Gurmag Angler. This whole league, I've been mixing up those two creature names. So there's the Sign in Blood. I'm hoping Serrated Arrows puts in a lot of work. There's the Gurmag Angler. Okay. Well, not a lot I can do to that. Except kind of slow it down here. So I think we just systematically start pinging this down. And then we'll kind of go from there. Yeah, this card is such a game changer. Once it lands, you're really pushed against the back. Your back is to the wall. And the whole scenario is, I got to do something right now or this thing is going to rip my head off. Okay. Now we're both packing this. So it's looking like he's not really going to do anything else, so I'm a bit content just to ping this down. So this gets really interesting. We have Rolling Thunder for 3, which maybe I just kill his guy with. But I was also planning to Jeskai Sage. Oh no, that doesn't work the way I want it to. So I guess I'm just casting Rolling Thunder for 3. And then I have to ping the guy. Let's not forget. Okay, so we're still fairly strong on our defense. Just really depends what other threats he presents at this point. And not willing to fire off the spell bomb here. Hitting a bunch of land drops. Gary. Oh, not Gary. That's a Gurmag Angler. Yeah, I think it's time to preordain find a Flame Slash. We have 4 in the deck. There's a Lightning Bolt. So we could double up on that. That's a guaranteed kill of his guy. Or I could dig deeper for the Flame Slash. We haven't seen one. 1 in 4, and we are about a third through our deck. So we're kind of looking to see one. I think we kind of want Bolt anyway, but I'm going to do something really stupid here and try and dig for Flame Slash. We also have Narcolepsy, Curse of Chains. There's a lot of answers here. Mountains aren't one of them, though. There it is. There it is. Let's just kill his whole team. Serrated Arrows really keeping us afloat here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Sick. So now his spell bomb gets really good, but what are you gonna do? Shivering Rats. Okay. So he's probably gonna blow the spell bomb so that we don't have the firebolt. Yep, that seems good. Yeah, that's a good play, and we're behind. Fortunately, no other threats for him. But we do have to take hits from. This is one of only 2 creatures left in the deck. He's got a lot of lands in play. Finally gets to use a removal spell. Okay. I think we'll cast that end step. Actually, I probably should have done that during his attack because there's a chance I wanted to find a bolt and use it. Oh well. We're only getting 1 card here. Counterspell. Okay. That is not the worst. So, I'm not sure if I just go Fengraph, or... I don't want to Ravings away the counterspell. So I guess I go Fengraph. And that means I also have to Spellbomb his... That means I have to Spellbomb his graveyard. Double counterspell. Doesn't really matter to me. He's down to only 3 cards. He hasn't seen hardly any... The hell is this? Death denied? Oh, nice try, pal. Nice try. Nice try. Now we get to block. His death denied's out of here. His whole turn is screwed because he really went for it on his upkeep. Not that he shouldn't. I don't think he necessarily shouldn't have gone for it, but... Okay, more Ravings. Ravings of a lunatic here. Yeah, I think now we actually spin the dice. Leave up counterspell. The other Ravings went into the yard. Definitely countering a threat. I wonder what his last card is. Probably just removal. Alright, we're looking okay. We just need to kill this, and he needs to not draw anything sweet. Chronarch actually doesn't get us anything that awesome. It is a blocker, but I think he probably kills it. I think I'm still gonna grab it and pick up counterspell, and then try and fade one turn of threats. But he's kind of due to draw something sweet. Yep. Oh, it's flashback. Right. Okay, so that wasn't my smartest play ever. Do I draw 1 card or draw 2? I think 2 is better. Lost the counterspell. So let's kill you. Lost the counterspell. You know, that was kind of due to happen. He could have death denied in his hand. Very hard to tell. But he's not really doing a lot. So probably time to tighten the noose. Also, look at our clock, guys. We're going so slow with this deck. It's very surprising to me. So let's do what we can here. F6. Yep, I don't care. I'm F6. Do whatever you gotta do. Okay, he's drawing a card. Yep. He found something. Okay. Well, I got a Curse of Chains this guy, because I'm at 7, and this is not looking good, so we really want to, there's a Font of Return. Out of here! Yeah, this sucks. Look at this. He's going off on us. Yeah, look at this craziness. We really need Firebolt. Well, this is tough, man. Do I have to stack this every time? I guess so. 17 cards, though. I'm at 6. He didn't do anything. There's removal. Alright, we might limp across the finish line. He's gotta have some terrible draws, though. We might just limp across the finish line. Dang, I do have to stack this every single time. Okay, at least that didn't hit me. Meaning, at least it didn't hit a card in my hand. Draw 1. Alright, I'll take it. Gray Merchant's lethal. Just letting you guys know. Oh, man. gonna be so close. There's another gray merchant we milled out though. No, he found it. GG. Alright, so same thing next game. This is very similar to last match. I think we do actually want that extra spell bomb over the Sage in this instance. That's about all we can do defensively, so. Dispel only hits death denied. Let's further just screw up his removal. Kind of be fine with that. I think we made probably some questionable plays there. Let's play first. And a one lander on the play that has a preordain and has a lot of other one mana things we can do. I think we're actually going to keep. Duress F's this up, but we'll live on the edge here. Mulligans to 5. He might be mulliganing into Oblivion. We kept 5. I don't know. Okay, much better than seeing Duress. I want to see he put a card on bottom. Yeah, so we can just preordain here. And I want both. 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 Okay. Carry on. Game on. All right, he's mulligan to 5, so I think that puts us at a decided advantage. Still just gonna leave up Deprive, even though it's not the most ideal. He's not doing anything now. So I think it's probably fine that we just resolve this now and kind of let the chips fall where they may. This puts him on a super clock where he's really got to just be as fast as he can. He's not doing anything, so now we just sit back with shields up. This game's very low mana, but we've done a number of things to his just singular play. So there goes a Chittering Rats and a land. We actually milled 2 lands out from him. So could counter this. I'll just pitch the Deep Analysis. That seems perfectly reasonable, and we'll bolt this. All right, I'm liking this. I'm liking our chances here. So we're still missing lands, but I think we're ahead. I mean, we have the same number of lands that he does. Another. I think I may just deprive you. I don't want to get too much into my graveyard, and because if he just plays Bajuka Bog, we lose a lot of that real estate that these cards get us. So now we'll cast this and then just play our tapped land. Yeah, we're loaded now. Gonna be very hard to lose. It could happen though. You know, stranger things have happened. Okay. So we're at 8 cards, so I imagine we just want to point a burn spell at this guy, so we don't have to discard. Yep, there's Gary. Gary resolves. Down to 3 cards. The only thing that really, I guess Death Denied does not wreck us because, oops, wrong card. Slow down just a tad bit here. Death Denied, Death Denied does not wreck us because we have Nihil Spellbomb in play. Not a lot I will counterspell at this point. Certainly not Sign in Blood. Man, this is looking good for us. Wrench Minds. I guess that is something I would counter. Well, he found something that I will counter. I was thinking Duress would be the other one. Again, I think this deck does have a fundamental softness to Duress. It's not an absolute wash that we get obliterated by the card, but it is something that I've noticed in these games. There's Angler. We do have an answer for him, so. Yep. That resolves, man. I've just got all the answers, though. I think this game was decided long ago. So there's that. I mean, he's got a real problem with artifacts and enchantments that he's not really capable of overcoming in his current color palette. Yeah, he just concedes. There's just it's an insurmountable advantage. He can't see our hand. I mean, there is the very offhand possibility that we're all lands here or something like that. It is a slightly early concession, but I can understand being very frustrated by the mulligan, the early curse, the Nihil Spellbomb, which is probably locking him out of a Font of Return or Death Denied or something. But anyway, we're up 3-1 right now, which means we're probably set to get into round 5 and get wrecked by a Peregrine Drake deck. Let's find out if that's what's going to happen. This is the final round, ladies and gentlemen. We have won the die roll. We're going to play first. And we'll keep this hand. It's the perfect hand to get destroyed by Peregrine Drake, so it's statistically the best hand for that purpose. So let's see what's going on here. Well, what's going on is we're gaining a life going to 21. This hand's going to be more ideally suited for an aggressive opponent, and it's might be elves. That counts as an aggressive opponent. Might be elves. We're not 100% on that yet. So let's start by trying to slow him down here. And we'll go from there. We have plenty of red sources. We don't need to cast another red source for the rest of our lives. So yeah, looking like elves. Probably don't have a good game 1 against this deck. That's his only play. I think I'm gonna wait on the bolt here. Second AK I like. I'm still gonna hit him during the attack, 'cause it's not looking like Stompy to me. It's looking like straight up elves. So he was gonna want to attack first. I may actually just take the damage and see what I want to do after that. Elvish Visionary. Okay. That's not worth bolting. So I took some free damage. And he might also just have some protection spell. No. He'd been leaving up green mana for 2 turns in a row, so that's what led me to believe that. Doesn't appear to be the case. We are super flooded. He doesn't have a explosive draw either. But man, look at this flood. What's that about? OMG, look at all this land. Well, we're not going to have any problems casting anything. Yeah, this game 1's going to be awful for us. Now that... Wow, we might as well have no cards in hand. We could draw another AK and be okay. I mean, Desperate Ravings is really good here. Okay, Copperhorn Scout. You don't see that one every day. His opponent must have lands and multiple Distant Melodies here. It's kind of an anemic draw, but it'll get a lot better with the Distant Melodies. Plus, I mean, this is 3 creatures on the board that right now we just... wow, our draws couldn't be any more abysmal. We got nothing. Got nothing going on. Well, that's just what we're faced with here. I mean, again, we could draw... The one good thing is if we find some insane amounts of card draw, we can fire it all off in succession and do pretty well. Yep, that guy's going to be a huge problem. Okay, this is the beginning of hopefully something great for us. So yeah, I think we keep both. Cast Deep Analysis and go for the Flame Slash. And hope that he does not have Wrap in Vigor, which I think he's Well, I would argue he's clearly representing here. Oh, Lord. Giant growth. Yikes. So now we're set to... He can do this twice. Yeah, this is looking awful for us. Got wrecked by giant growth. Not every day that that happens. How much damage am I taking, man? 8 just off of this guy, plus 5? Ouch. So, he'll definitely do this while this is on the stack. Yeesh. Terrible for us. 7, 8, 9. It's another 4. So I have to find 2 removal spells. I can't recast Deep Analysis. So I'm just gonna GG. And that was a trouncing, but we drew, 3, 6, 10 lands by turn 7. Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? Okay, let's start thinking about destroying the world here. I think even Cursor Chains and Narcolepsy is something we want. Now, Pyroblast is an interesting choice, but I think having the hard counter that's a lot more versatile is going to be more up our alley. I mean, he does have giant growth in his deck, but I don't think that's enough reason to play Dispel. I think we still just want the counter and more removal. Okay, so some things that might be a concern include Spider Silk Armor, and then obviously the big creature threats are things like Timberwatch Elf, Huntmaster, the guy that makes 1/1 tokens every time. Yeah, we'll keep this. This looks good. I hope he mulligans pretty hard, but if he doesn't, this hand is still fairly capable of wrecking some elves. The only thing is we don't want to Ravings away that Electrickery. I'm wondering, it might be more worthwhile to wait and Electrickery whatever else he plays, but he can obviously do a few things with that accelerated mana that we might not want to let happen, such as play a Spider Silk Armor or play a Timberwatch Elf. As it turns out here, we would have been better off waiting. Maybe. I mean, his plays might have changed. Yeah, we'll just Flame Slash, keep him down, and get ready to AK. We'll leave the 1/1 in play so that Electrickery can do some work for us. Hopefully. We'll see. I mean, I hope he just plays a series of 1/1s and proceeds to get wrecked. Yep, that is a 1/1. Bit of an unconventional elf choice here. He's playing around Counterspell. Okay, this is looking like Electrickery City's about to... Alright. Best Electrickery all day, that's for sure. It was the only one. The first and the best. And we will, of course, just do it while he's tapped out. And this looks great. More removal. Really cutting the legs out from underneath his elvish table here. And just pass. So we have a pretty redundant hand at the moment. I think we can afford to diversify, and that didn't exactly succeed, but it did put Firebolt in the graveyard, so no big deal. I'll roll with Preordained here. Wow, he's just out to lunch. No, we're too far away from casting this, I think. We'll go ahead and play our Jeskai Sage. I'm guessing he's got some giant growths and distant melodies in hand. Guess it's his turn to be flooded at this point. So I think I'm just gonna flashback Desperate Ravings and see where that takes me. I mean, again, we got a lot of redundant removal, but we're missing land drops. There goes a Flame Slash. At this point, we're not necessarily in need of another Ravings. We've got just a good mix of stuff going on, and now we get to draw 2, so... And he's really flooded like we were in game 1, so... Yeah, now I'm a little bit more okay with firing this off. Preordain goes down. We're just getting a ton of velocity here. A lot of looks at new cards. Okay, so let's see how many... Whoa. What? He was holding back on a threat at some point. Not exactly sure why. Sure, I'm just gonna have 6. I only have 1 removal spell that I can use this turn. I guess I could use Curse of Chains on an Elvish Visionary. I also have a counter spell. Can't be too upset with that. Maybe I should just start using these fire bolts. A lot of options here, a lot of options. Let's go ahead and firebolt this guy. Oh, I need to play the land. And I think I might just offer the trade. We'll counter the giant growth. Now we got a 3/3. I have so much removal, I'm not too worried about eating damage here. We might as well just get after him some more. This Jeskai Sage is only going to get bigger and bigger. This game's going about as perfect as we could expect or possibly hope for, with him drawing so many lands after getting nuked by Electrickery. Well, I'll go for Firebolts. If he responds, I'll respond. We can actually probably just leave the Visionary alive, but I don't think I will. I don't really see a reason to. So, even though this is a little weak, I'll still just cast the Flame Slash, because there will be bigger threats later. I want the instant speed. I guess I have the Harvest Pyre, so maybe I could have just used the Bolt there. Bolt goes to the face, though. That's pretty cool. 6. Okay, I think this is... No, it doesn't. It takes him to 6. I don't think I need to Rave. I think we'll go here. See what we can put together. I'll thin and flash back and attack. We thin out all our basics very quickly. Been noticing that, and I'm definitely a fan of that. Well, we are never running out of cards at this rate. We probably just should have cast something, but... Okay, and he's definitely just going down, right? Yeah, there's no way. I don't think he can survive here. We don't need to really show him that much. He kind of got screwed there. Well, we don't need either of these, but I'll just keep it anyway. And we'll go for the bolt. Go for the bolt, go for the win. So he kind of got buried this game. His draws were not too exciting, but that evens out game 1 and game 2, which means we both need to just have medium draws game 3 and see who comes out on top. Alright, so that's game 2 here. And I think we just leave everything as is. Not a lot to Pyroblast. I mean, Dispel might be slightly more mana efficient, but I'm a little more comfortable playing the counterspell out. So, 1 game away from a 4-1, that would be pretty sweet with this deck. First time playing a league with this Ravings deck, and I think this hand is a keep. Having a 5-drop in the opener is not our favorite, but still okay. He goes to 6. Let's see how much further he goes. Puts the card on top with the 6. Now, it is going to put my mana off slightly, but I am going to kill his first guy. In case he has just that land and can't develop as quickly as he might like. That is basically the reasoning there. 3 cards left. And we're feeling that flood again. I'm going to try and thin out, and hopefully that'll do something for me. So had I just played Cliffs, not much would have changed. Wow, he's just going for it. That was pretty ambitious. Maybe he's got the giant growth. Alright, well, his hand's aggressive, but I wouldn't say it's all that explosive. We'll see what his follow-up is. So he's got giant growth in hand? Yeah, he clearly does. So he's going to giant growth right over our Jeskai stage. But this seems like the right answer, the most appropriate answer ever. Because that Raincore's never coming back. And his guy can only tap mana on the upkeep. So yeah, I really like that for us. That was quite a draw. So let's see what else we can put together. So we're expecting giant growth, and this is Elf, I think, Timberwatch. So Elvish Branch Bender. Okay. Makes a forest into, right now, a 2/2 creature. Later it'll be even bigger. So, do we want to Rave? Yeah, let's Rave. Maybe find a 1-mana removal spell here. Guildgate left, which is kind of what we were expecting. Having 2 5-drops, not my favorite. Alright, so we're taking some damage here. Oh, this guy doesn't even attack. He can only just make the forest. Alright, so I guess we have Sage with counterspell backup next turn. Pretty aggressive lines here. Another Rancor. Alright, so the Rancor is going to fall off at that point. If I find a Bolt or a Harvest Pyre, I'm just going to pass. I'm not actually going to... I may actually just kill the Branch Bender. That seems like that would be better. Because one of his cards is Giant Growth. And that makes this very tricky to navigate, as you might imagine. Okay, so we know Rancor, 2 unknowns. I'm assuming at least 1 Giant Growth. I could just play this Whirlwind Adept, now that I have the island. Yeah, I like that, actually. Giant Growth really gets me, though. So, we'll see. If he just makes the attack, it's almost certainly Giant Growth. I guess we'll block anyway. Force it out of him, and then we can do some things. We can counter the Rancor. Maybe that's something I should have looked into. Yeah, that actually would have been better, huh? Jeskai Sage, counter the Rancor. Now it's a 3/3. But he doesn't have the Rancor to put on it. Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I'll trade my guy for a forest. Or if it's Giant Growth, it's a Giant Growth. We have a lot else going on, so... Yep, he's a 3/3. He's going to go 5/3 over the 4/2. Okay. If he just attacks, what do I do? I don't know. Not sure. Be cool to get rid of this guy, though. Then he's left with Llanowar Elves and Rancor. Yeah, so clearly Giant Growth, but I think we just want to eat the Giant Growth right now. This lets us counter a Rancor and hopefully find 1-mana red removal spell, kill this, and that's kind of what time we're on right now. We've got a lot of red removal, so... Well, we didn't find it, So I'm just going to play Jeskai Sage and try and have a board position. We can counter the Rancor, which I really like. Also buffs up our guy. And we get to draw a card off of this, so... Oh, now I have to counter something else. Oh, that's fine. It's not fine, but it's better than Rancor. It's going to be a big forest. We're almost forced to counter Rancor now. We should have some good draws here. How many of these 1-mana removal spells do we have in our deck? Something insane like 14 at this point if you count Electrickery. I guess it's only 12, but pretty good odds of hitting that. Something like 1 in 4. So we can just chump block this. Gets us a card. Let's get this Rancor the heck out of here. We don't want to be sitting on counterspell much longer, and this is as good a target as any, so once we get rid of the Branch Bender, he's just looking at 2 1/1s, and that's not going to be a threat to us, so really just need that removal spell, guys. Draw a card. It's a mountain. And there's the removal spell. So I think I Flame Slash and cast Whirlwind Adept. And hopefully that takes over the game. We have Ravings in the graveyard. We get a card off of this. Alright. So not too bad for us. He's got a lot of different choices that are, I would say, not as threatening to that direct synergy of flooding the board and comboing off. We're not seeing Priest of Titania, we're not seeing the Huntmaster, we're not seeing Birchlore Rangers. So all that's better for us. This guy is probably not worth it. So if he attacks, I mean, it's almost clearly Giant Growth, but I'm willing to take the 2 for 1. Yep, I'll take it. I think we can still win this game off the back of Jeskai Sages and Haunted Fengraphs, and I don't think he's really... Yeah, it's fine. I don't think he's really stopping us from winning by doing this. Okay. So I think I'll just Jeskai Sage, and then we can set up a block. He's Hellbent. We're set to find a lot more cards, so okay. So we can only do one or the other, and I think I want to cast Ravings. Now that's going to be a problem. Don't get me wrong. That guy will be a problem. So now we could eat Elvish Visionary, but I think I want the card off of her as well. No attack, okay. So I don't have to do anything, but I think I will. I think it's just what we want to be doing, because we need an answer for this guy. So let's see what happens here. Prowess resolves. Deep Analysis. Yeah, I like it. Oh boy. So we can draw 2, Flame Slash, Serrated Arrows, attack. Yep, looks good. So that's going to be a 4/4 Jeskai Sage. Firebolt even better. Yeah, he's got to go. We can actually just Flame Slash the Nettle Sentinel. I think I like that. Makes it less threatening. Attack, then we'll AK if he doesn't block. He does not block. I will AK. I need to set this as an auto yield. Alright, I would say we are ahead by a lot. So long as our graveyard doesn't get tampered with, we've got about 2 to 3 more removal spells just going on. And I think our top decks are just generally better because we can find more cards. He can only ever find one thing at a time. So is this giant growth now? We don't know. I will F6. We're a little on life, but aside from that, I'm not too concerned. We should be bound to find more card draw soon. So we'll try for this. Even a giant growth, basically does nothing. But we got to do it on our turn, so I'll attack first. Then I'll go for the arrows, then we'll see what happens. Probably just dies, yeah. Okay. Elvish Visionary. I'm just going to F6 again. These arrows are going to work wonders for us. Land. Okay, pass. There's a lightning bolt, so does this kill? Does 5 direct damage to him with 2 triggers is only 8, so don't think we need to try that yet. It puts him down to 12. Just passes. Remember, we can do 8. There's an Electrickery we don't need to use, so we'll just keep poking him. Tons of removal in hand. This is looking like we're going to run away with this. Alright, AK might start the chain that wins us the game here. Draw 2. 2 bolts. And a fire bolt. Probably going to do it. That's 6 damage. 3, 4 is 10, so we also need to throw in the firebolt for good measure. So let's do it. Alright, I'm not expecting him to have an answer to this. If he does, that's fine with me. We'll just pick up the pieces next turn, but this is looking pretty good. Alright, well, if this works, then I'm going to be quite pleased with this deck. So we'll see if it does work. A lot of fire to finish things off. Got some fireworks for you. Alright, guys, that is a 4-1 finish for this blue-red control deck. Got some play points, got some other points, and a booster pack. Yeah, the combination of this new inclusion to the format, Desperate Ravings, with cards that want to be in our graveyard, like Accumulated Knowledge, Deep Analysis, Firebolt, on top of other great card draw like Preordain, to create this this wave of velocity for the deck, in tandem with a bunch of cheap burn and prowess creatures that get pumped up really significantly by the instants and sorceries, by the cheap burn, by the cheap card draw. It's a combination I'm really enjoying. I've been seeing success with it in tournament practice and obviously here in the league as well. This could end up being my primary deck that I end up playing during my free time and for purposes of doing analysis and trying to break down matchups and really grind a single deck and be good at it. So there's a good chance you'll see this again in the future. If there are other decks you would like to see specifically in a Pauper League or specifically for this column slash video series, you can always let me know. That would be cool. And aside from that, I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in to this installment of... That's right, Dime a Dozen.